Hey guys, it's Chikachu and welcome back to Tiny Bunny part 2, and let's dive more into this fascinating, most terrifying story that I'm sure we're gonna uncover a lot more secrets that I'm very excited to get started. You know what I mean. Okay, let's let's just load the game and get ready. Alright. I hurried to present this clue to my mom.
Мам, смотри, это Вовина варежка.
Mom, look, this is Vova's mitten.
Ну того, про которого утром милиция спрашивала.
That boy the police were asking about in the morning.
Она вся в крови, на дереве висела. Вон там, могу показать.
It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I could show where.
Давай в милицию скорее позвоним, как нас участковый просил.
That sound though, bro. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to.
Мам, гляди!
Mom, look.
Фу!
Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's contorted face. As if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the image slips away.
А ну-ка прекрати сейчас же.
Stop it this moment.
Оля тебя услышит, с ума сойдет.
Oyla will go insane if she hears you.
Она и так не спит, на все подряд жалуется.
She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time.
Еще и ты со своими шуточками.
And you joke around like this? At that moment, I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. There was no blood whatsoever. But we all heard the blood dripping. What? I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment.
Иди сюда, паникер.
Come here, my boy, who cried wolf.
Да не стой столбом. Вот, таблетку на. Быстро пей.
Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills. Pills? What kind of pills are you taking for a small child? A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell into my palm.
Я уже пил сегодня, за завтраком.
I already took one during breakfast.
Попререкайся мне еще.
Don't talk over me.
Сказала дома сидеть, нет же.
I told you to stay home, and you...
Был бы отец, выпорол.
Dad would have given you a good whipping for that.
Сейчас же выпей, а то ночью не уснешь. Тебе ведь в школу завтра.
Come on, take it or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Ew, that's nasty. Guess you don't got good plumbing over there. Maybe it wasn't Vova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Oyla's owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it.
Антон, выпил? Можешь, если захочешь.
Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try.
Раздевайся. Уснул, что ли?
Take off your coat. Are you asleep? Did she just literally drug you? She's like, I don't want to take care of you anymore. You've been bad. I'm gonna make you take a pill and you're gonna go to sleep and forget all of it. She literally just drugged you. No way. Oh my god.
Нет, мам, просто задумался.
No, Mom. I was just thinking.
Интересно, о чем же?
What about, I wonder?
Так, глупости всякие.
It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest.
Точно все нормально?
Is everything alright? Not like, are you just like joking around now or something? You literally just gave him a pill and you're telling me you don't know the side effects of the pill? Doesn't sound like you're a very good mother right now.
У тебя такое лицо было, когда милиционер про окно спросил.
You had the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window.
Все нормально, мам.
I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh.
Хорошо.
Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Oyla was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Lago's voices died down. I walked past Olio's room and slipped into my own. Monsters, Ghosts, UFOs. The Encyclopedia Paranormal Phenomenon from Rosamond Publishing. I've learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Oyla is always scared of the book. She could barely handle sifting through the monster and alien sections with me, but the middle part where they start to talk about ghosts really freaked her out. I even remember hunting ghosts after I've read that book. I measured the distance between items on my table every evening and checked if they moved due to some supernatural force come the morning. They didn't. But to be honest, what was I expecting? To meet Casper the ghost? I would. I love ghosts. The forest didn't look as grim during the day. Entangled tree branches in the distance and the snowy field between our house and the forest brought sleepiness to my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking in the window at the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. It's pretty entrancing, especially with those dancing animals last time. I would definitely not do my homework and watch them dance. My Triceratops figurine. I know about all sorts of dinosaurs, velociraptors, personally my favorite, Pharoventors, and Hypsilophodonts. I don't know how to pronounce those two. I remember going to the movies to see Jurassic Park back when we still lived in the city and taking pictures with the T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared. It was awesome. And next to it was a Robotech Transformer. I love this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up into the intro among the sounds of blaster fire, you know your next 20 minutes will surely be amazing. Zentra Day Space Station is captured. Rick, get ready for battle. I've dreamt of becoming an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. I especially liked the big space-related edition with alien monsters and that funny episode about a gendarme. Fly, the first Soviet and Russian periodic adult comics magazine, extremely popular during the crazy 90s. What made the magazine stand out was the refusal to use material from its foreign counterparts. That's very interesting. I started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. I can tell from the drawings on your wall, like, you are amazing wow. I especially love the cat photo. That's my absolute favorite. Because it kind of looks like my cat in real life, and I love her so much. One of my letters even got published in Fly once. Maybe someday they'll even publish my comic. Dream big. You know, dreams will come true. One of the drawers is empty. I hid the mitten there. Oh, that sound though. This simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. pill, isn't it? I sat on the bed. And only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to the medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort, as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. It has to be your sister. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of burial sheets.
Оля,
Oila? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried up lips.
Оля, очень смешно.
Yeah, Oila, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains. God. Oh no. As if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached towards the curtains. Badum, beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They're looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. And then they strike! Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled open the curtains. Oh, I knew it was her, and yet I still totally got scared. Gotcha!
Да я сразу понял, что это ты.
I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Oila's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, "But Dad, she's not some flashlight." But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light woven child.
А я все видела.
I saw everything.
Да ну,
Oh, really?
Что ты спрятал?
What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice.
ничего, просто...
It's nothing, just... Oila ran up to the table, her eyes round, and
Ты
asked,
что-то украл и теперь прячешь?
"You stole something and hid it there?
Ты вор?
Are you a thief?"
Что? Глупая.
What? Don't be stupid.
Ничего я не крал.
I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from a tree branch. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the tilted figure standing behind black trees. Oila could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted.
Покажи тогда.
Then show me.
Поклянись, что никому не скажешь. Тогда покажу.
Swear that you won't tell anyone, and then I'll show you. Oila wore a plotting smile.
Клянусь маминым сердцем.
I swear on Mom's heart. That's not fair. Something very good to swear on. Oh my goodness. An oath she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched. Pioneer movement, an umbrella term for communist children organizations existing around the world, somewhat reminiscent of the Scout movement.
Не говори так.
Don't say things like that. Oila nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. Something we all do as children. And sometimes now, too. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer and Oila leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter.
Это чья-то варежка?
Is this Someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw.
Один мальчик потерял. И сам потерялся.
A certain boy lost it and got lost himself.
Теперь понимаешь, как опасно гулять в лесу, особенно детям?
Now do you understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right?
Ему, наверное, там очень холодно.
He must be really cold out there.
Его найдут?
Will they find him?
Обязательно.
They will.
Участковый по домам ходит, всем фотографию его показывает.
The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Oyla traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window.
А почему он по домам ходит, а не по лесу?
And why are they going to the houses and not the forest?
Боится?
Are they scared? The question caught me off guard.
Милиционеры ничего не боятся.
The police aren't scared of anything.
И лес они прочесали.
They've already scouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Or did it appear later? For me? I changed the topic, as if trying to get Oyla as far away as possible from the forest thicket.
Если я сам найду пропавшего мальчика, нам, может, награду дадут.
We may get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself.
Кучу всякого, как в поле чудес.
A lot of stuff, like in the Wheel of Fortune.
Клёво же.
Sounds cool, right? Oyla wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic of her.
А что, если эта сова его утащила?
What if the owl got him?
Ерунда.
Nonsense.
Не может сова поднять человека.
An owl won't be able to lift a human.
Ну вот что...
But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain.
Ты в лес не суйся. Мне кажется, он какой-то...
Stay away from the forest. I think it's...
Как бы сказать... Проклятый, что ли?
How should I put it? It's cursed or something. I agree.
Как в сказке?
Just like in a fairy tale?
Нет, скорее, как на той страшной кассете, что родители прячут.
No, more like that in the spooky tape our parents hide from us. Oyla shivered and stole a glance at the window.
Я видела, как ты убегал.
I saw you running away.
За тобой кто-то гнался?
Someone was chasing you?
Нет, просто, чтобы мама не волновалась, спешил домой.
No, it's just... I was hurrying back home so Mom wouldn't be worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile, and it was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone.
Хорошо тебе.
You're lucky.
Меня вот мама не пускает даже на крыльцо.
Mom won't even let me go outside.
Как принцесса в башне сижу.
I'm
Никуда
like...
не могу выйти.
I'm sorry, Oyla. I'm like a princess in the tower. I can't go anywhere.
Так и умру тут от скуки.
I'll die from boredom here.
Не придумывай.
You're wrong.
От скуки еще никто не умирал.
No one has ever died of boredom.
У тебя же есть я и мультики, а мама с папой скоро помирятся.
And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon.
Знаешь, что бы я загадала на следующий день рождения?
You know what I wish for on my next birthday?
Чтобы родители тоже в детей превратились. И мы бы все вместе играли, как раньше.
I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could all go and play together like we used to. Oh, that makes me so sad. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. Oh. Oh my god.
Ага, а если бы они стали размером с жука, то мы бы их в спичечный коробок посадили.
Yeah, and if you go and make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Oyla giggled and tugged at my sleeve.
Тоша, пойдем Аладдина смотреть.
Tosha, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of hideous apathy.
Вымотался я. Что-то не хочется.
I'm too tired. I don't want to.
Ну пойдем.
Come on.
Мне скучно одной, а мама занята все время.
It's so boring alone and Mom is always busy.
Можно выбрать другой мультик, который ты еще не видел.
We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before.
Да я все наши кассеты наизусть знаю.
I know all of our tapes by heart at this point.
А вот и не все. Ты Питера Пэна не видел.
Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan.
Помнишь, ты уснул на середине?
Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it?
А там потом такое. Ну пойдем. Пойдем.
And so much happens after that. Let's go, let's go.
Давай попозже.
Maybe a bit later.
Рассказать тебе, чем все закончилось?
Should I tell you how it ends?
Утром расскажешь.
Let's leave that for tomorrow.
Утром не захочу.
I won't tell you tomorrow.
Придумала. А давай в прятки.
I know, let's go play hide and seek.
Нет, Оль.
No, Oyla.
Тогда нарисуй мне динозавра.
Then draw me a dino.
Оля, блин.
Oyla, please.
Нарисуй, нарисуй.
Draw it.
Да оставь ты меня в покое!
Leave me alone already. I blurted it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken aback. I've never screamed at my little sister like that. Oyla stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Oyla from crying.
Ладно, уболтала. Давай смотреть мультики. Только
Oh.
недолго.
All right, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit.
Уже не хочу.
See, look what you did. You made your poor sister cry. I don't wanna. I came up to her and put my hand on her soft head.
Пойдем.
Let's go.
Питера Пэна посмотрим.
Let's go watch Peter Pan.
Ага, ты опять уснешь.
Boo, you'll fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless.
Не усну, обещаю.
I promise I won't.
А потом я тебе целого трицератопса нарисую.
And I'll draw you a full triceratops later.
Ура!
Hooray!
Трипи! Сыри! Попса!
Triceratops.
Ну, почти.
Well, close enough. Oyla rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas and a shining smile returned to her face.
Давай ты пока кассету перемотаешь, а я у мамы попрошу сгущенки с хлебом.
I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread and you rewind the tape.
Только утром свежий привезли, как ты любишь.
The bread is fresh, just how you like it.
Неси, только аккуратнее, а то разольешь.
Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk,
Опять ругаться будут.
or you'll be yelled at again.
Спорим, не разолью.
You wanna bet I won't spill it?
Кассета где-то в тумбочке. Поищи пока.
The tape is somewhere on the nightstand. Look for it. Oyla disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. What was that? That's a bear makes a duck sound? Okay. Oyla's countless toys. An old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Oyla doesn't sleep without it. And she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. A piggy bank. Oyla is saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. He's not wrong. Puppies require a lot of attention. The scary window where Oyla sees that accursed owl every night, lurking in the dark. Oyla keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she wouldn't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. The The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. I was like, there's something, like, okay, I was like, so, I was freaking out for a second, but I realized that's just myself in the reflection. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. I have a bad feeling about this. Like, I don't have any good feelings about turning this TV on. Like, I know something's, like, I just feel it, that something is gonna happen. The tube warmed up and a familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. Oh, and now we zoom in. Okay. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. It was a dark taiga forest. I'm sorry? Just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Can I help you? I'm sorry? No one's home. No thank you. I don't wanna purchase what you're selling me. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Okay. Just a few moments later, the scenery was overshadowed by noise. Did I catch some rogue signal? Okay. Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna? What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Oyla had asked me to find the tape. And it wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. Yeah, because you literally disappointed her like just a few moments ago and literally yelled at her. So it's not that good of an idea. But in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. I found the tape I needed thanks to its shabby spine. I got the black rectangle from its box. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled in my head, me and Oyla flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, but her smile becomes more and more forced with every passing second. I notice that the clouds underneath us part, bearing the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us and Oyla.
Ты не смотришь без меня?
You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. I rubbed my eyes.
Нет, садись.
No, come sit.
Мама с папой опять ругаются.
Mom and Dad are arguing again.
У них сейчас период такой.
They're just going through rough times.
Глупый какой-то период.
Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Oyla was entertained by the cartoonish dog, Nana.
Может, и нам родители собачку купят?
Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too?
Ага, как же.
Yeah, right.
В Небыляндии у меня будет своя собственная собака. И
Oh.
кошка. И попугайчик.
I'll have my own dog in the Neverland. And a cat. And a parrot. Oyla smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me.
А у тебя все молочные зубы выпали?
Have you lost all of your baby teeth?
Конечно.
Obviously. Oyla frowned, deep in thought.
У Питера Пэна зубы молочные.
Peter Pan has baby teeth.
Вдруг со взрослыми зубами тебя не пустят в его страну?
What if they won't let you go to his land with adult teeth?
Мы что-нибудь обязательно придумаем.
We'll think of something.
Попросим папу исправить тебе возраст в паспорте.
We'll ask Dad to alter your age in the passport.
С чего это папа будет документы подделывать?
Is that even legal? And why would Dad forge documents? Oyla took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full.
Будет. Мама говорила, что он так делал. А я подслушала.
He will. I heard Mom say that he did before.
Смотри, уши вырастут, как у Дамбо.
You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Oyla got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Netherland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where no one ever ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality.
Тоша, скорее, штору задерни!
Toysha, shut the curtains! Fast!
Зачем?
Why?
Никто же на тебя не смотрит.
No one's watching you.
Уже темно, а когда темнеет, прилетает сова.
It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes.
Я боюсь.
I'm scared. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside, towards the treetops, towards the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from shadows of branches scraping the snow.
Тоша, мама думает, что я напридумывала про сову.
Toysha, Mom thinks I made the owl up.
И папа считает, что раз я маленькая, это значит врушка.
And Dad too. He thinks I'm a liar since I'm small.
А сова есть.
But the owl exists.
Вот честная-пречестная, есть она.
Honestly, it does.
Ты же мне веришь,
You do believe me, right?
что она там и каждую ночь прилетает и...
That it comes every night and... I swiftly grabbed Oyla's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities?
Я тебе верю, слышишь?
Yes, I believe you, alright?
Ты только родителям больше не рассказывай про сову.
Just don't nag our parents about it anymore.
У них и так хлопот по горло, они только рассердятся.
They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you.
Ты мне говори, если что случится.
Come and tell me if anything happens.
И в окно не смотри.
And don't look out the window.
Но она хочет, чтобы я смотрела.
But it wants me to look.
Перехочет.
It doesn't matter.
Притворись, что ее нет и не было никогда, что она выдумка, как родители говорят.
Act like it doesn't exist and never existed. Like it's made up. Just like Mom and Dad say.
Ей ждать надоест, она улетит.
It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Alright guys, I think that is the end of episode 2 for right now. I know nothing exciting or very scary happened except that small little jump scare earlier. But yeah, I'm really excited and very curious about learning more about this story and who this owl is. I hope that we get some more context clues about who he is. I mean, we've heard a lot about him, so maybe he has some connection about the Vova who disappeared into the forest. But yeah, I'm excited to keep going with this story. So hit that like button, subscribe, and welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in part 3.